this video, we will be talking about component properties. There are four types of component properties: variants, text, Boolean, and instant swap. And we will do that by making this setting screen sample, and we'll create this list component which has icon, text, and the button. To create component, make a frame, name it as list, apply auto layout, make sure the height is fixed and it is middle aligned. Now drag the settings icon, then add the label and then add the button. Make sure the label is set to fill and create it into a component. To make all the combination of setting list here, we need to update the settings icons and the button between chevron and toggle. And that is the first property that we will talk about, the instant swap. Instant swap, as the name suggests, it helps you swap from one instance to another instance of a component created in this file or even another component. So to see with an simple example, consider we have two components, a square and a circle. Now, a component cannot be added into one component. The instance, though, can be added. And here I have added the circle instance into list component. Now, if I create the instance of list component and I want to easily swap from circle to another component instance, which is square in this case, I can easily do that using instant swap property. In this case, we will be swapping the setting icon and the button. The icons which needs to be swapped, group them together in section and name them according to the categories. Make sure the icons which needs to be swapped are of same size. Here the button is 54 by 28 and the icon is 20 by 20. This makes sure that when swapped, these components are not distorted. Now that we have categorized all things nicely, we will go ahead and apply the instant swap. Note, all the component properties are created from the component itself, and those can be applied to a instance. So once the instance is selected in the property panel, from the first section, you will be able to apply those properties. While to be able to create it, you must select the component, and in the property panel, you will see all the created properties. We will be applying instant swap in the settings icon component and the button component. Now, to apply, select the icon component and apply from property panel the instant swap from here. In this case, we will name it as swap icon and create the property. We can see that we have created swap icon property. So now when the instance is selected in the property panel, you will start seeing the property of swapping in icon. And now we will be swapping from accounts icon to Wi-Fi icon. Note, all the sections that we create in the drop down, we see all the icons organized with the way we created those sections. Here we have phone with the phone back button and toggle and chevron with chevron and toggle. And that's the sole reason why we created these sections, to organize these components well and also swapping made easier. Now that we have created instant swap, as we can see in property here, now let us apply the same for button. Select the button in the component. Click on instant swap property. Name the swap property as swap button. Now select the instance and with the new property, swap the button as well. After making swapping easier, we also need to modify the labels to make the combination. But every time we will have to double click to be able to edit it. To make it easier, we have next property which is called the text. Select the text in the component. In the property panel, create the property from here and name it as change label. Now that's created, select the instance and now you can easily change the label from property panel itself. After applying both these property, now our component is ready and let us use the component to quickly create the screen setting screen. Because of the properties applied, you just need to swap the icon, swap the button and change the label. Now after that all the settings list combination has been made, we need to add the headings, settings general and feedback. We can always add the text separately, but we can also do that by the same component, hiding the icon and the button and manipulating the style of the text. We will do that by applying our next component property called Boolean. Boolean helps you to hide or show any object in a component to which it is applied. To apply Boolean, select the icon and in the property panel right next to the appearance, you can create the Boolean property. Name the Boolean property as show icon and do the same step for the button. Name it as show button. Now that the property has been created, create an instance, change the label, match the text styling to that of the heading, and hide the icon and the button. So you see, now we have the heading and we will add it to our screen. We have, using Boolean, we made the heading from the same component. We'll do the same for general and feedback subheading. We'll make sure we match the styling, text styling, and update the label for feedback. Now that we have added, the last is left is the phone back button at the top, and we will need to hide the button and the text. Select the text, apply Boolean, name it as show label, and create property. Copy to create an instance, and here hide the text, show the icon, and swap it with the phone back button. Now we are almost done. If we see at the settings, we will see that it has more height than the other list. So we will cater to that using variant properties. Create another variant and name the variant property as size. Call the one variant as big size and the first one as small size. Select the big size and increase the height to 54. Now we have two variants. Select the settings and change the variant to big size. And now we are done with the screen. So as you see that in this video, we have learned to create four types of component properties, be it instance swap, which helps you to swap between different components instance. Being a text to easily help you update a text or a label in a component, be it boolean which helps you to show or hide any component, or be it variants of a component with sleek differences than the main one. We have also seen how all these component properties, when used or applied on this, can help you create more permutation or combination with the less number of components, which in turn helps you to manage large design system. One last thing, when select the component, not the variant, component to see the created property on the component. Remember, when you select the variant inside it, you won't see those properties. You will only see the variant name and its properties. Thank you, everyone. I hope you find this helpful.